We got 7 reasons I love being a US citizen. Right, this is Lost in the Pond. Amazing videos. Let's check this out and see what we got in this one, man. He's just like counting the dollars. We got the flag.
Oh, my knees. 8 months ago, I became a citizen of the United States, and I've been thinking about, during that time, so much has happened, right? I've moved into my first American house.
Cool.
I bought a dog.
Aww.
And I've just generally been snowed under with stuff. And so I haven't really had the time to contemplate the fact that I am, in fact, an American citizen.
Yeah, he hasn't had the time yet to, like, actually take it all in. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I can't lie, though. The one thing that I would love about being US, actually, there's many things. From watching all these videos, the food and stuff, the dollars is actually looking, it looks better than our currency, I think.
But now,
that's just like Monopoly money, kind of.
time and with that reflection comes a video in which I talk about the things that I love about being an American citizen. And it just happens that I've made a list. I have 7 things I want to talk to you fine ladies and gentlemen about today.
This is probably going to be a lot more serious than me just saying American food. Hey, why do you want to be a US citizen, man? American food, dude.
So, if you are new to this channel and you love all things British versus American and you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, do that now.
Right, here we go.
If you are new around here, you're not going to know my backstory and how I became a citizen of the United States. So wait until the end of this video and I'll point you to another video that outlines all of that. All right,
cool.
So without further ado, here are 7 reasons that I absolutely love being a US citizen.
Number 1.
So
Or
the first
7.
thing, he says, professionally using his phone, is that being a US citizen, I think, has made it marginally easier to navigate airports. And when I say that, I don't mean that I've suddenly become better at maps. I just mean that, you know, you've got off your flight, you have to queue up with all of these sweaty people, and then you get your passport stamped by some individual on the other side of some glass. And that individual on the other side of some glass used to look me up and down. And I don't think they fancied me or anything like that. In fact, I think it was quite the opposite. I think they were suspicious of me. And so they would ask me questions. You know, what was the nature of your visit to the United Kingdom? Okay. Why are you back in the US? What are you going to do now that you're here? What's your mother's maiden name? You know, what's the last 4 of your social? They can't ask things like that, because they already have that information. And it always just felt a little uncomfortable. I know they're doing their job, there's nothing against them. It would just hold me up a bit, and all I wanted...
See, you wouldn't think like things like this would be the reasons why you would love being a US citizen, but it's like the smaller things, you know what I mean? The small annoying things you may not notice, but now you do. So like you go to the airports, if you go to the airports a lot, especially in America, you go to airports to just even go state to state. Actually, you probably won't be asked those questions state to state. It's mainly just when you go in and out of the country. But still, yeah, it's just a little annoying. It's just a little bit better now.
What I do was go and get my luggage, get in the taxi ride and go home. But on this most recent visit, with my newly acquired United States passport, they looked at me with stars and stripes coming out of their eyes. And they just said, yeah, welcome home, Lawrence. Go on, get your lift. We'll even call it for you. They didn't do that.
Oh my God, I was going to say.
But they certainly gave me an impression that I was more welcome.
Right.
Number 2, ID checks in general. It used to be that before I was a United States citizen, I'd whip out my lovely green card and they'd say, ooh, I don't know if we accept that here, mate.
Oh,
and
really?
Like, yes, we do, lad, because this is a federally issued piece of identification. And also, when did you learn to call me mate? You're American. So they just simply didn't recognize it. And they'd have to go to their manager who'd come through and say, ooh, Ducky, I don't think we can accept... He was Yorkshireman for some reason. I don't think we can accept that. But now that I don't...
You know what? That would be annoying, but it makes sense, right? Because if you see a piece of ID that you don't recognize, you haven't seen on a day-to-day basis, you're going to be like, well, this could be fake, this could be... You know what I mean? So, like, it makes sense, but it is annoying.
To do that, and I can just take out 2 things. My Illinois state ID, that was always valid in these circumstances anyway. Or my new US passport. I mean, it's not something I carry with me all the time, but I might start doing that just to feel good. Show us your ID. There it is. Picture of me. This is invisible. I'm not going to show you the real thing. Picture of me on the inside, date of birth, and a bald eagle.
They're just big, though, aren't they, to carry around?
I am who I say I am, and I am the nationality that you think I'm not. Number 3, voting. I haven't yet had the pleasure, but I am looking forward to doing so in local and state and federal elections, partly because I want to be able to take part in the democratic process. But number 2, so that I can experience queues in America, because you don't often get to do that because there's a lower population density here compared to my homeland of Britain, where queues are a very big part of our culture. I have talked about...
Bro, I thought I'll never hear someone say they love being a citizen of somewhere because they want to join the queues, bro. Normally it's the opposite. Nobody want to avoid the queues. Ain't no way I want to be... Why do you want to be in the queue?
About this in a previous video, but when you are a resident of the United States, when it comes to all of those elections, you are not permitted to vote in them. So I had to watch others do it.
Of course.
And go on Instagram with the little, ooh, look at me, I voted stickers. It's going to be embarrassing from me. I'll have them all over my face and my body. I will just dress up in stickers. Number 4, and this is really just tied to my desire to pretend to be an international spy. I really love the notion of having dual British-American citizenship.
It is kind of cool.
Although I've known people to have more than 2, and they are the real greedy ones that you need to look out for. I like having 2. It makes me feel special, until I realise it's just documentation and that's all it is. People ask me, "Ooh, did you keep your British passport?" And when I tell them, yeah, like dual citizen, mate.
Yeah, that's cool.
The coolest thing, or at least they do this face where they're like, neat, tears and graces. But I like it. Sitting in the bath at night, just relaxing like this.
With both passports.
I'm both. I am both. Nobody can mess with me now. Nobody. Let's see them try. And similarly, number 5, I love telling Americans that I'm American, because their reaction is always great, right? I mean, I've had relatives recently who...
Oh my God, yeah. I bet you do get some good reactions, like with your British accent as well. Like, imagine me coming over there and I'm like, the American's like, "Oh, where you from?" And I'm like, "I'm American." Wait, what?
Weren't even aware that I'd become a citizen, which means that they don't watch my videos, and I'm deeply hurt. But when they do find out, they're really excited for me, right? They throw a party for me again, even though I've already had one and you weren't invited to it. And it can feel special every time, just to see the look on their faces. Unless they're mortified for me. Sometimes they are. They could be of the disposition that, "Why would you give up your British citizenship for this?" See previous entry. The really good ones are the ones who are trying to patronize me, right? They say something like, "What you need to know about us Americans is that we are Americans," or something like that. Of course, I'm sitting there going, "I am American, I am American." And I just want to tell them, but I let them speak a bit, make fools of themselves before I reveal everything. And the look on their faces is priceless. Sometimes I wish I could film it, but for privacy reasons, I can't. Privacy reasons. Number 6, and this is a revelation, I like knowing that I'm American. I think anybody who's watched this channel for a long time will know that I've had a bit of a fixation with American culture.
Right, makes sense.
To do with it since I was about 6. And since that time, I had always dreamed of coming here, if not to live, then to visit extensively. And I've done all 7 of those things.
Yeah, that is cool. But that is cool from the age of 6 as well, and now that he's actually a citizen of, you know what I mean? So that's really cool.
I did not imagine in my wildest dreams that one day I would stand before you and say, "I, Lawrence Brown, am American. What do you think of that?" Don't answer. So, and I do. I catch myself walking my dog, Arthur, who's also American, by the way, thinking that thought, "Oh my gosh, I am American." And then Hulk Hogan's entrance theme plays in my head. I'm not even joking. This is the embarrassing part. But imagine if I'm covered in "I voted" stickers singing that song. It's going to be quite...
Yeah, I got a feeling that if he did that, he might not be American no longer. I think he might actually get kicked out.
The site and surely be shared across the internet in a way that could expand my reach, but in ways that I don't want it to. It really feels like not a completion of my journey. I'm
kind of really interested into the process that you actually went around to become a US citizen. Like, what do you actually have to do? I know that you have to be there for so many years, right? You have to be there for like work or family, or I don't know. I wonder what ways you can actually. Maybe I'll consider it for myself. Who knows? I just want the good food there. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Because this
I just
journey's
want to
only
do food
just
tours.
getting started. But it is the culmination of ideas that I had in my youth, and
Right.
I'm pleased. I'm scintillated. That was a misuse of the word scintillated, but I am very happy, and so should you be for
Good.
me. So I don't want to tell you how to feel, but just please
Be happy.
applaud. And number 7, and this is huge, I think becoming a US citizen
Right.
has heightened my feeling of belonging here. It's not that I didn't belong before. I've
Right.
always felt welcome in this country, except
That makes sense, though. That makes sense. Like, if you're welcomed or not welcome, whatever, right? If you'll feel like a tourist either way, right? Because you're visiting a place that isn't your, you know, even if you are living there, because he was living there for many years, right, before becoming a US citizen. Even if you are living there, you're still not like from there. You wasn't born there or whatever. So if you become an actual citizen, then you are gonna feel more belonged.
when I'm going through airport
Makes sense.
security. And that's great. But I think that doing away with this notion of I'm merely a resident in this country, I'm glad that's behind me. Because now, while I'm having those thoughts of I'm American, on top of the fact that I own my own property, it really changes how you feel about your own existence. And I think it's fair to say that since I got my certificate, I've been made to feel that way by each and every one of you. Except my wife's cousin Chad, who absolutely hates me. And so it simply remains for me to say thank you for joining me.
Yo,
in
Chad,
2023. I hope you all have a fantastic new year. It's still July. Why are we... Okay, that's the wrong script. Put that back. Thanks for watching. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me.
Right, really good video. Enjoy that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Guys, did enjoy? Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.